So this is where it really starts. North Texas went 3-9 last season, not just losing control. The locker room fractured, recruiting stalled, Dallas kids stopped answering calls, and by the end of it, 21 players hit the transfer portal. The quarterback room emptied, the top receiver packed up, the secondary walked out, gone. So the university called one of their own, Andre Lawson, former high school coach, built his name coaching in Dallas. Recruiter mindset, make a bowl. That's the assignment. But when Lawson walked in, there wasn't much left to coach, so he didn't waste time. No speeches, no slow rebuild, no sympathy. He went straight to the portal. But this wasn't random shopping. This was Texas. Tyrone Langford, San Antonio, Kona Waters, Spring, Josh Centeo, The Woodlands, Kareem Ellington, El Paso, Steve Savage, Arlington. If you're from here, you can come home. And then we made the move. Tyrone Langford, former Longhorn quarterback, 82 overall, backfield creator, SEC experience. David Glennon, 92 overall running back, explosive, game changer, former Texas commit. 2 elite players, 1 state, 1 opportunity, and yes, NIL was involved. Not reckless, not desperate, strategic. Dallas partnerships, local backing. Lead this program now, not sit behind somebody else. And they both said yes. Suddenly, this roster looks different. But the biggest twist? Paul Littlejohn. He was one of the 21 leaving. Now he's back. We're converting him to strong safety. Centeo sliding in at linebacker. Speed, range, identity on defense. This isn't the same 3-9 team. This is a program moving fast. But here's the question nobody can answer yet. Can Andre Lawson, with Langford at quarterback, Glennon in the backfield, Littlejohn anchoring the secondary, flip a broken locker room in one offseason? Year 1 won't be quiet. The rebuild isn't coming. It's already here. Year 1 wasn't supposed to move this fast. But suddenly, it was. We opened conference play with something different. Confidence. Navy came to Denton thinking triple option would slow us down. It didn't. We controlled the tempo. David Glennon pounded the rock. Tyrone Langford took what the defense gave him, 38-17. And for the first time, it felt real. Then Syracuse came in. Power 5 name. Big stage. Statement opportunity. We didn't blink. 48-7. That wasn't a win. That was a message. And recruits noticed. Kevin Marciano, right tackle, Mesquite, Texas, committed. Alion Reese, left guard, Frisco, Texas, committed. Big bodies, local kids, protecting the future. And just like that, North Texas was sitting first in recruiting in the conference. The rebuild wasn't quiet anymore, but momentum tests character. Southern Miss did more than test us. They exposed us, 38-13, and it wasn't just the scoreboard. David Glennon rushed for 141 yards. Tyrone Langford threw for 124, and that stat line started a conversation. Then it turned into an argument. Then it turned into something worse. In the locker room, voices got loud. The offense was split. Run game versus pass game. Control versus ego. Leadership questioned, and when you build fast, cracks show fast. Because this isn't just about winning games, it's about who owns the identity. Through 6 games, Langford, 1,469 passing yards, 12 touchdowns. Glennon, 721 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns. Freshman Jalen Boudreaux quietly emerging. Kareem Ellington anchoring the defensive front with 5 sacks. Josh Centeo flying downhill. The talent is there. The record says progress. The locker room says unfinished business. Momentum built this season. But fracture might define it. The question now isn't if we're talented, it's whether we're united. Because in year 1, you don't just fight opponents, you fight expectations, you fight ego, you fight identity, and sometimes you fight each other. Next week decides everything. After that team meeting, something shifted. They weren't hoping to win anymore. They expected to. 48 points. 456 total yards. That wasn't luck. That was belief. Then the freshman happened. 50 catches, 975 yards, 15 touchdowns, Sean Alexander Award watch list. And that's when the rumors started. Bigger schools, bigger markets, bigger brand. And the boosters, they moved fast. Phone calls, meetings, NIL conversations behind closed doors. For now, he's still wearing green. While the nation started watching, so did the recruits. Four-star, raw strength, Cibolo, Texas, Gabe Mitchell, and Coach Lawson didn't wait. He paid him a visit before the Sharks circled. First four-star of the rebuild. That's not recruiting, that's momentum. We won out. Controlled games, dominated tempo, multiple 40-point performances, Sam Houston, UTEP, Western Kentucky, Charlotte. Over 9 all-conference players, national award watch lists, top 25 whispers growing louder, and then we had it. Game-winning field goal, wide, overtime. Then the throw, intercepted, silence, 24-17, championship gone. But even in heartbreak, they were watching. Coach Lawson, Coach of the Year watch list, Year 1, 11-2, job security safe, the offense humming, the defense building teeth. This isn't a rebuild anymore. 8 sacks, 18 tackles for loss, 3 forced fumbles. They weren't just scoring, they were building identity. They didn't fold, they didn't fracture, they finished. Bowl win, top 25 finish, national respect earned. And then came validation. 3 players drafted, all transfers from last year. Paul Littlejohn, cornerback. First round, Davin Glennon, running back. Third round, Kareem Ellington, defensive end. 7th round. Proof. You don't just come here to play. You come here to level up. Year 1 was supposed to be quiet. It wasn't. Conference championship appearance. Top 25 finish. First 4-star commit. Freshman superstar. Booster money moving NFL draft picks. And now they head into the offseason, not as a rebuild, but as a threat. The best program in Dallas isn't coming. It's forming. We couldn't keep him home. Dallas's own Jalen Boudreau. He left. Transfer portal. WR2 to Boise State. Culture tested. If 1 leaves, 3 arrive. Mafusu. Workhorse. Demetrius Upshaw. Speed. Miles wing. Anchor in the middle. Portal win. 92 overall at running back. Speed added on the outside. 312 pounds in the trenches. Then the freshman wave hit. 3 4-stars. Starting. Gabe Mitchell. Eric Head. Kevin Stroud. That's not depth. That's culture. 4-star starters. True freshmen. Foundation pieces. Youth movement. But experience matters. They stayed. They're betting on something bigger. Leaders return. Defense stays intact. Secondary secured. And now the nation is watching again. Tyrone Langford. Heisman candidate. Top 5 preseason. 10-plus preseason all-conference selections. This isn't quiet momentum. This is noise. All Texas, Baylor, Texas Tech, SMU, TCU, Texas A&M, backyard wars. Prove it year. We're not running from anyone. This isn't a rebuild. This is a reckoning. The off-season reckoning. New blood, higher expectations. All Texas. They said it was a prove-it year. So we did. 5-0 against the state of Texas, Baylor, Texas Tech, SMU, Texas A&M, and a ranked win in overtime against number 15 TCU. Defense travels, and ours did. Every team has a moment when it finds its guy. For us, it was Mafusu. 1,585 yards, 18 touchdowns, Doak Walker Award, first-team All-American. He didn't just take over games, he took over the program. Then the freshman showed up. Eric Head, 59 catches, 10 touchdowns, Kevin Stroud, 13 starts, field general. This wasn't depth, this was foundation. They were watching. 7 in-season 4-star commitments. Momentum isn't promised, it's earned. And then the call came. North Texas, Big 12, starting in 2036. This wasn't a prove-it year, it was proof. They didn't move us here for comfort. They moved us here to see who we really are. Big 12 football doesn't hand out invitations. It hands out tests. 16 in the country. New conference? Same expectations. This isn't a promotion. It's a measuring stick. One quarterback wins with timing, anticipation, precision. The other wins with force, presence, command. One sees the field. One changes the field. Both want the job. Only one leads the Big 12 charge. Pressure needs balance. Power in the backfield. Experience on the outside. Strength up front. Fresh blood in the middle. And veterans who've already been tested. This isn't a roster built for highlights. It's built for contact. Because in this league, there are no weeks off, no warm-ups, no soft landings. Kansas State, TCU, Texas, Texas Tech, Oklahoma. Every Saturday comes with consequences. No more rebuilding. Every week is ranked pressure. This is the moment. The standard is clear. The stage is set. Big 12. Prove it year. They wanted to know if we belonged. Week 1, we found out the hard way. Louisville punched first. And for a moment, it felt like doubt was creeping back in. But this team doesn't fold. They respond. Then it happened. The quarterback battle? It wasn't decided in a meeting room. It was decided on the turf. Miles Kongbo goes down. And just like that, the job belongs to John Krause. No more rotation. No more debate. Just production. 1,400 yards. 15 touchdowns. And growing every week. But let's be clear. This offense runs through one man. Moses Agholor, leading the nation. Rushing yards. Touchdowns. And sitting at the top of the Heisman board. That's not hype. That's dominance. And up front, Gabe Mitchell. 17 pancakes in 5 weeks. That's not blocking. That's sending a message. 4 wins, 1 loss, and a team that now knows exactly who it is. The Big 12 isn't getting a visitor. It's getting a contender. You wanted Big 12 football? You got it. 4-2 in conference, 10-3 overall, 3rd in the Big 12. Not bad, but not where we want to be. We took our hits. TCU, Texas, ranked pressure every single week. This isn't a rebuild anymore. It's a standard. And when the season closed, we didn't fold. Pop-Tart Bowl, North Texas, 31, Kansas, 21. Kevin Stroud, 10 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception, MVP. We're building something real, but we're not finished. Because while the conference was watching, we were recruiting. 5-star corner, Mike Morton. 5-star edge, Dane Sims. Home visits, handshakes, commitments. #1 recruiting class in the Big 12, top 7 in the nation. This isn't hope anymore, it's momentum. And why did they come? Moses Agholor, over 1,600 rushing yards, 22 touchdowns. Krause, nearly 2,800 through the air, 26 touchdowns. Top 5 scoring defense in the country, top 10 in yards allowed. Kevin Stroud, 92 tackles. Cesar Remigio, 6 sacks as a freshman. We don't just sign talent, we develop it. And now the wave is coming. 4 stars on campus, visits hitting different, tight ends walking the facilities with veterans. Depth is loading, but when the Big 12 championship kicked off, we weren't there. Close, not enough. So year 4 begins. No more introductions, no more moral victories. Championship or bust. The real season starts now. 2 losses, 4 injuries, and everything we built started shaking. A running back, a defensive tackle, a corner, a tight end, 4 starters, 4 hits, and suddenly the margin was gone. You don't plan for that. You respond to it. And early, we didn't respond well. Missed reads, late throws, forcing balls into coverage, turnovers at the worst time. Krause gave us stability. But stability doesn't win the Big 12. And when the standard rises, mistakes get louder. The defense felt it first. Big hits, 3rd down stops, pressure off the edge, Stroud leading, the unit refusing to fold. They kept us alive long enough to figure it out. 1 win, then another, then another, then another. 4 straight. Not pretty, not perfect, but resilient. And behind closed doors, competition was growing. Practice reps started telling a different story. Faster decisions, cleaner reads, energy in the huddle. Every day, one quarterback kept answering. Not with words, with work. It wasn't about panic. It wasn't about loyalty. It was about momentum. Heading into Big 12 conference play, we needed more than steady. We needed a spark. So the staff made the call. Barack Obama is QB1. The Big 12 starts now. No more excuses. A program shift. We didn't make the quarterback change for a moment. We made it for the future. Barack Obama, on the road conference pressure, no safety net, and we stayed with him through the growing pains, through the noise, through every conference snap. And he responded. 5-1 in conference play. He didn't just manage games, he led them. Week after week, the offense found its rhythm, explosive plays, confident throws, poise in the pocket. By the time we reached the conference championship, this wasn't a gamble anymore. It was our identity. Oklahoma, big stage, Title on the line, Mama delivered his masterpiece, 400-plus yards, 4 touchdowns, in the biggest game of the year. That wasn't potential. That was arrival. Conference champions, 10-3 overall, second in passing offense in the conference. And while the offense surged, the defense suffocated. Number 1 rush defense in the nation, number 1 in sacks in the conference, top 10 in the country. Kevin Stroud, 88 tackles, 5 interceptions. Remigo, 14 tackles for loss, 7 sacks. Calmalat, 20 tackles for loss from the interior. Lombardi locking down his side all year. Up front, Gabe Mitchell allowed just 1 sack. 44 pancakes, protection you build championships on. Freshman running back, nearly 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Allers and Head, both over 1,000 receiving yards. Go to adding over 508 touchdowns at tight end. This wasn't a hot streak. This was structure. And while we were winning, we were building. 14 early signing day commits, 1 5-star edge, 13 4-stars, Brian Homer, Vincent Ximenez, Mitch Blanco, Marcus Cheridor. The foundation isn't coming. It's already laid. But the season isn't finished, because after the trophy was lifted, after the confetti settled, the invitation came. College football playoff, North Texas, Pittsburgh, new stage, same belief. Next episode, the bigger stage. Every dynasty starts the same way, with doubt. When Andre Lawson took the job at North Texas, nobody outside of Denton believed this program could become something special. The national powers owned the spotlight. The Blue Bloods owned the talent. North Texas was supposed to stay in the background, but Lawson had a different vision. He looked at the state of Texas and saw something others didn't. Thousands of elite players, speed, strength, toughness, and a belief that if you could convince them to stay home, you could build something nobody expected. So that's exactly what he did. Year by year, the foundation grew. Recruiting classes stacked up, Texas kids choosing Denton over powerhouse programs. The culture changed, the locker room changed, and eventually, the entire program changed. North Texas stopped being a team trying to compete. They became a team nobody wanted to play. The defense hit harder, the offense played faster, and the wins kept coming. Conference titles, statement victories, big moments under the brightest lights. But one mountain still stood in the way, the college football playoff. For years, the door was there, but just out of reach. Until finally, the breakthrough came. That season, everything clicked. The roster, the leadership, the belief. North Texas didn't just make the playoff. They ran through it. 4 quarters that changed the history of the program forever. And when the clock finally hit 0, North Texas stood alone at the top of college football. National champions. For most programs, that would have been the peak. For Andre Lawson, it was just the beginning. Because the next season, they did it again. Another championship. Another dominant run through the playoff. And then the year after that, they made history. 3 straight titles, a three-peat, a dynasty. What started as a vision in Denton turned into one of the greatest runs the sport had ever seen. And now when people talk about North Texas football, they talk about the era that changed everything. The recruits, the culture, the championships, the dynasty. Andre Lawson didn't just build a program, he built a legacy, and college football will remember it forever. This was the Lawson era.